this whole session is just for you to feel what you need to feel. I was reading something yesterday, and it's talking about how our body responds to different emotions, and especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. There's a lot physically that our bodies do to respond. In general, when we're a little bit angry or upset, we tend to flare our chest and be a little bit more open and wide and stand our ground. And when we're feeling a little bit down or depressed or discouraged, we tend to close in and shut down and curl up into a little ball. During times like these, when we're feeling all of the emotions, our body is very confused, so it wants to go into both places. And a lot of times it can cause a little bit of just feeling unsettled or uneasy or just a little bit disturbed or not at ease, not at rest. When you do this practice with me today, you're gonna find that there are parts that your body maybe hasn't entered in a little while. If you've been sitting down or closed off, it'll feel a little bit unnatural to open your chest, or vice versa, depending on like what's going on in your life and in your day. So really notice those things, because there's a lot to be learned from how you may need to accept those into your practice, but also just about how things feel for you and how you can really draw the beauty from the practice that you need. When I say practice, that's just the practice or the effort of feeling through our body, feeling through movement, and taking from it the things that we need. If you're like me and you've been doing more running than you ever have in your life, there are parts of your body that are going to be responding differently. They need to be teased out and unraveled. So just unravel with me. Go slow, go fast, do what you want. I can't see you as always, so if there are any injuries that you need to be mindful of or take care of, please adjust or adapt as best as you know how. And if anything feels painful for you, it's a very clear sign you need to step back away from it. Make this practice something that heals you. So we're just going to start with a little breathing practice. I want you to find a position where you're sitting up tall. And place your hands across your rib cage. So kind of feel your fingertips wrap around the sides. You can kind of feel the bone structure underneath your fingers. I want you to close your eyes and just do nothing for a moment. Take a slow breath in. Notice how it expands to both sides. And then let your exhale be really slow. Do this just 3 more times. A slow inhale that spreads out, and a slow exhale. Let the breath wash out. Twice more. Interact with your fingertips. Feel how your breath pushes in. And as you exhale, let the air flow out soft. Just do it 1 more time. Inhale. Make your exhale really slow. Let your hands come to rest on your fingers, on your lap, or anywhere that feels good. And see if you can replicate that breathing pattern, but without your hands. Just this feeling of an unhurried breath in, and a gentle, slow, relaxed exhale. Let's do it twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Just 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then open your eyes. I want you to bring yourself onto your mat. I'm going to move the camera a little so you can see me. Hi. Just over here. So hopefully you get a little bit more of my little space. And we're going to start just by kind of getting comfortable on our mat. So I want you to set yourself back so your fingers are just underneath your shoulders. And your hips are underneath, or on top of your knees rather. Starting really slow, I want you to pull the chest forward and think of the insides of your elbows spinning out so you can lift your chest up. Really try to arch your back. As you exhale, pull your belly button in, start to push through the floor and tuck your chin in. Feel that big stretch from the top of your head towards your tailbone. Do it again as you inhale, draw your chest forward, look up. As you exhale, round everything. Try to really pull your belly button in. So you're making this dish or this hollow body shape. Twice more, inhale, look up. Pull your chest to the center, get hair in your face. Exhale, close everything off. One more time. Exhale, round off your back. We're going to start moving a little bit with it. I want you to lift your chest through the center, but then sit back towards your heels a little so you find more of an arc in your back and a really open chest through here. Then round your back forward. Do it again. Push your chest through the middle, but sit your hips back towards your heels and round everything off. Do it again, but sit towards your right heel. So you're creating an arch, but anchored to one side. Round through the middle. Sit towards the left, look forward. You're trying to really pull your chest forward off the edge of your mat. We're doing it once more each way. Round your back. As you sit towards your right heel, look forward and really send your chest out. Round your back. Towards the left, look forward, round your back. Then curl your toes under. Do the same thing, push your hips back towards your heels, but really send your chest forward. Then as you round your body, lift your knees off the ground. Keep them lifted as you arch your back, so you're kind of waving your spine backwards. Round your back, maybe straighten your legs a little bit more. And again, push your tailbone high. You can keep your knees as bent as you like. Send it forward. We're doing it twice more. Bend your knees, arc. And go forward. One more time. And then find your first downward dog. Lift your hips up high, maybe pedal through the feet a little bit. If your calves are feeling a bit sticky, I kind of advise you to get your feet as wide as the edges of your mat. And it just opens up the space a bit more. So you can really think about shooting your tailbone high to the ceiling. At the same time, pull your ribcage in towards your spine. So there's loads of support from the front. So we're just gonna stay here for 2 more breaths. Really pushing through the fingertips, send your chest back and down. And look between your knees. If your feet are a little bit closer, think about shooting the quads as strong as you can up. Pull your belly button in and push through the floor. Take just one more breath here. Slow down your exhale. Maybe shake the head a little side to side, forward and back. Good. And then start to walk to the top of your mat. And we're gonna get our feet about shoulder distance apart, or wider if you feel like you need a little bit more space. I want you to just kind of hang out with a heavy head, hold on to opposite elbows and have a little sway, or maybe bend one knee at a time. I'm gonna put my hair up because it's all over the place. But while we're down here, I just want your chest to be really heavy towards the ground and to really not worry about pulling your chest further. Just let the weight drag you down, okay? You can play with rocking your weight from your toes to your heels a little if you like as well. Just kind of feel where the center point of gravity is. That center point where you're anchored through your feet is actually where your body will feel like it can release the most. It can trust you the most. So find that shape, take a little sway. And then slowly roll yourself up. Think about tucking your tailbone underneath you. pull your belly button in all the way to stand. Take your arms up towards the ceiling, draw your rib cage in, look high. And as you exhale, send the arms back, send your chest forward, pull everything towards the floor. I want you to catch behind your calves today. Pull yourself in. And as you inhale, send your chest halfway out. As you exhale, hold behind the legs, draw yourself a little bit deeper. And do it twice more. Carry the arms all the way up. Really send your chest towards the ceiling. Then pull your belly button in, draw your ribs in like you're in your handstand. Go the other way, lift your chest up through the center again. And as you fold, think of your tailbone shooting high and pull your chest towards the floor. Send your hands towards your shins, find that really long spine. As you exhale, catch behind your legs, draw yourself deeper. One more time, take your arms up towards the ceiling, lift your chest high. Pull everything in to support you so you know the differences in your shapes. Lean back. As you fold, catch hold of your ankles, your calves. Send your chest halfway forward. And as you fold again, wrap your hands, pull them close. Maybe take a little shake of your head left and right if you like. And stepping back to plank, root your hands, step one foot and then the other back to a really solid plank line, yeah? So everything is solid, your core is active, you're pushing the ground away. I want you to push back to downward dog and take your right knee into your chest. Think about really shooting weight through the left foot. Then open the knee out to the side, take a little twist here. I want you to really feel like you're pulling the knee over. Draw the knee in a big circle through. And come forward towards a plank. Think of the knee tapping your nose. But your chest is forward, so it's like you're in plank. We're doing it twice more. Carry the knee open. Draw the knee in, really tight and close to your body. One more time, draw the knee out. Feel a little bit more stretch. Draw the knee in. Really slow, you're tracing a circle. Step your foot between your hands, and if you need to use your hand to guide the foot forward, you can. Set the back knee down. Try to get your knee just on top of your ankle, not because it keeps your knee safe or anything, but because it allows your hips to sink through the middle more. Untuck your back toes. And I just want you to have a little kind of rock forward and back. You should start to feel the skin on your back knee kind of rocking forward and back. What that does is start to pull a little bit more stretch through your hip flexor. You can stay here if this feels good for you. If you want, place your hands on top of your front thigh and actively think of sending your knee further forward so you can lean back. Go to a place that feels like you've got a little bit of wiggle room, so not where you're blocked, not to your very, very edge, just before it, and kind of feel around. Then from there, I want you to feel like you're pulling in, so you're drawing your front thigh and your back one together so everything connects, yeah? You're in a stretch, but a connected one. We're gonna take the arms overhead, stretch them high, look towards the fingertips, really pull your chest open. Maybe have a little wiggle. And then I want your fingers to break and your arms to stretch all the way around. We're doing it twice more. Take your hands across your front thigh, lean back. Keep feeling the stretch through your back hip, yeah? Pull your waistband in. It's like you're trying to pull the legs together. Take your arms high. Look towards the fingers. Maybe have a little wiggle. Let your arms go behind your ears and break. Just a really big circle around. One more time, lean back. Take your arms high. And all the way around. Send your hands on either side of your front leg. Think of your thigh and your chest glued together so it's stuck. You're gonna start to pull your hips back, and if your leg doesn't straighten, that's absolutely fine. There's more benefit to having a bent knee, but an anchored kind of tailbone back and a ribcage to thigh connection. When you find that point of stretch, I just want you to have just a little mini rock. And if you want the leg to go straight, peel the toes up so there's action through the front of your shin and the front of your knee. Instead of just holding it here, we're going to think about lengthening even more. Think of tipping your tailbone backwards and pull your chest forward. And I like to think of the skin of my back knee kind of rocking forward and back. So you can't see much, but it's this little action going through like that. Just doing that a couple times is going to kind of floss through the nerves around your hips and help you get a little bit more stretch. We're going to do this just for 3, for 2, And for one, hold it there, take a breath. Maybe send your chest not down, but further forward, like you're trying to send your torso past the edge of your mat. Hold it here, take another breath. Maybe send your chest further out, walk your hands further. One more breath. Really active through your front leg. And then on your exhale, fold, drop your hands. Okay, coming up, bend your front knee. You can turn the toes out a little if you like, or keep them parallel. We're going to try to stretch the inside of our leg a bit more. I want you to put your right hand on the inside of your thigh. Take your left hand off the edge of your mat, and you're trying to lean away from the camera, away from me. So you feel a bit of pull through your back hip, maybe through your front glute as well. If you want to take this further, it's kind of a modified warrior two position. You're going to curl your back toes under, lift them off the floor, and then put the back heel down, yeah? So like normal warrior two would be up here, but we're going to be down here. You can stay here and have a little rock if you like. If you want to take this further, think of tipping your tailbone further back and send your elbow to the floor, or put the hand across your ankle so you're here. And you're going to try to just rock your hips in and out, just tiny little micro shifts. We're going to be here for just 3, for 2, and then on 1, be very solid through your back leg. So you can push yourself all the way up to a warrior two position, and then straighten the front leg. I'm in quite a long line, kind of triangle pose. You can do it in a more narrow stance, but I'm doing a long line version today. I want you to take your hands to your hips and actively tip your back hip up higher than your front. Think of the top thigh rolling in and out. And then reach your left hand up to the ceiling. Place the fingertips between your shoulder blades. Hold onto the elbow. Take an inhale to push the elbow up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're pulling yourself across to a point of stretch. You don't have to go very far. Stay here if you like, or place the hand on top of your shin, or your ankle or your foot. When you find that anchor point, the belly stays connected to your spine, everything stays still in your hips, but your upper back and your torso and your chest just lifts up a little bit more. Then reverse that action, send your elbow a little towards the ground. It's like a tiny little movement through just the upper part of your back, with as little shift in your hips as possible. Rock it down. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale to twist your chest up. Exhale down. 1 more. Little thoracic rotation up. Hold it there. Take your arm, reach it way overhead. Reach as far out as you can. And just take 1 more breath. Then wrap the hand all the way behind you. You can get it towards your lower back or across the crease of your hip if you like. Bend your front knee a lot and wiggle your back foot in so much that you find a half moon. Get your back leg off the floor. If you need to bend your standing leg to get your fingertips connected to the floor, do so. I'm going to come back a little so you can see me. So if you need to be here, do so, yeah? If you want to have a straight leg, you can. We're going to take 3 little taps. I want your leg to tap the floor. And then to carry the leg in a quarter circle up to the side. Do it twice more. Tap it down. Carry it back up. 1 last one. We're going to hold. Tap it down. As the leg goes up, anchor it there. Think of it pressing into the wall behind you. Hold still. If you want to make this a little bit more of a back bend, start to bend the top leg. And you're reaching the hand that was wrapped to catch the foot. From there, push into it, just get a little bit more stretch. But keep your anchor foot really connected to the floor. Even if you're wobbly like me, you have 1 more breath. If your leg was holding the foot, release, wrap around the hip again, and then you're going to step to the front of your mat with 1 hand still wrapped. I want you to wiggle your feet a little wider so they're almost as wide as your mat. Your left hand is still wrapped around your back. Your right hand is down underneath your nose. Bend the knee of the one that your hand is touching, so your right knee. And I want you to twist away, so you're kind of looking up. Then as you exhale, start to straighten the leg and look forward, not down. We're doing it twice more. Bend the knee, twist up. As you straighten the leg, look forward, not down. One more time, bend the knee. As you straighten, look forward. So you should feel a really long line across your legs. Draw up through the quads so you're active. Stay here if this feels good. You can also do this with 2 bent knees. If you want to take it further, the hand that's on the floor can wrap across to your opposite leg. And you can twist not down, but up. If you want to take this even further, the hand that's wrapped behind you can go all the way overhead to catch hold of the ankle. And I want you to think of twisting underneath the arm just a little bit. And it might have a little bit of a bend, or you can straighten the leg. You can also play with having your hips level. But you're trying to just open up your torso a little bit. We're gonna be here for 2 more breaths. You don't have to be still. You can have a little bend in and out. You can be down here, you can be up here. We've got 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, fold through the center. Take a little sway from side to side. Just notice what's going on between the left and the right side. It should feel a bit different. Then put your fingertips on the ground and turn your toes out a little. Come down towards a sit squat. So stick your butt out, start to sit nice and low, and slot your elbows to the insides of your knees. Try to draw your chest up through the center. If your heels are a little raised, you may want your fingers on the ground for support. But if you can, I want you to press your palms together in prayer and think of pushing your elbows into your knees. At the same time, you're pushing your knees back into your elbows, so there's activity and awareness all the way across the front line of your hips. We often feel that if we soften into everything, it gets easier. Sometimes if you really contract and activate around a muscle, when you release it next, it will let you go further because you've reminded it that you have the strength there. So see if you can hold on to that stretch for a moment, but keep pushing your knees in towards your elbows as your elbows push back into your knees. Take a breath, look forward. And then as you exhale, I want you to stick your butt out. Stick your bottom away from you. Keep your elbows glued towards your knees and fold. Drop your head, just feel a big stretch. And push again, like you're sitting back in a chair with as flat back as you can. See if you can find that little squat. Drive your elbows into your knees, lift. We're gonna do it twice more. Take a breath, lift your chest. As you exhale, your chest stays forward, push your hips back, and then pull yourself through the middle. One more time, sit your hips back and down, chest up, really tall spine. As you fold, pull your belly button in towards your spine. Keep your chest and your thighs very close. Place your hands down on the floor. Fold your right foot back and sit down on the heel. We're gonna just take a little thing to kind of mobilize our ankles, especially if you're like me. Like I said, if you're doing more running or more walking, there's a little bit of stuff going on. So I want you to turn your torso over the thigh and just kind of rock forward and back a little. Just kind of feel the shift in weight. If you want, hold onto your ankle or your heel and keep it down. So as you put weight over your leg, you're not letting your heel lift. I want you to just do this 3 more times. Just getting some space through it. One more time. And the next one, take a moment to hold it there. I'm really leaning weight into my front leg. My butt is almost off my back heel because I'm trying to put all my weight through here. And just hold it in that stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Let's open up the shape a little. So we've been a bit closed down here. Open it up by carrying your right arm all the way back behind you. Put your hand on the ground close to your hips and see if you can drive your hips up through the center. I'm actually coming onto the toes of my back foot. I'm using my fingertips to pull my rib cage up to the ceiling. Find this big stretch. If you want to go further, take the arm over your head. Take a breath. Coming back down, hand across your rib cage. Sit towards the floor. Do it again. Really engage your glutes. Your hips are driving forward. Try to feel a stretch through your hips. Stay here. If you want to go further, reach your arm overhead. And coming all the way down. Last time, Shoot your hips through and forward. Find this big stretch. Look forward, look up, look back, wherever feels good. And then coming all the way down. We're gonna do everything on side two. So take your left foot, step it to the back of your mat. Then find your downward dog. We're gonna take the left knee in towards our nose. Pull forward to plank. Then carry it back up and open the shape out. Feel a big pull across your hip. Close the shape off, knee to nose. Twice more, draw the knee open. Draw the knee closed. Last time, draw it open. Maybe look underneath your arm if you like. Pull the knee in towards your nose. Step between your hands. Let your back knee land to the floor. And maybe shuffle your weight back if you feel like you're way far forward here, yeah. So you should feel when you untuck your back toes that there's quite a bit of weight going through the center. It's like a zigzag almost through your hips. And it's quite easy to sink into this like that, but I want you to have a little bit more activity. Pull everything in. Imagine your legs are like scissors trying to close off. Keep that activity and just have a little rock here. Your glutes are on so that the stretch can go through the opposite side of your body. And if you want your hands to be across your front thigh, you can. We're gonna do 3 stretches of our arms. Take your arms overhead, really pull the chest high. Keep trying to scissor the legs together as you circle the arms around and back. Maybe go a bit deeper. Twice more, reach up. Maybe take a wiggle. Circle all the way down. One more time, reach up. All the way back. Take your hands on either side of your front leg. Pull your hip line back. Think of your tailbone shooting out. I'd rather your chest be touching your thigh than the legs straight, but this happening through your core, okay? Long spine. Take a little kind of rock in and out. I'm lifting my toes, but I want you to feel like you're trying to pull your back leg towards your front and then kind of reset it. So I'm actually pulling the skin of my knee kind of forward and back a little. Just for another 4. So flossing through the nerve in the back of your hamstring, you superficial back line for 3, 2, and then on 1, take a moment to pause, take a breath. As you exhale, go forward, not down. Maybe crawl your hands out, take another breath. Exhale, forward, not down. One more time, walking forward, take a breath. Forward, not down. Hold it here. And then let your head drop. Bend your front knee. We're going into this little more inner thigh stretch. So options. Take the hand that's in front, put it out to the side. You're using the hand that's closest to your knee to push out and just kind of go towards a little bit of a rock here, yeah? Kind of oscillate in and out. Let yourself wash through the joint a bit with movement. If you want to take this further, you're lifting your back knee off the ground and turning out so you're in like a warrior 2, but with one hand supporting you. Lean away from that front thigh, and again, you're rocking up and down here. If you want to take it still further, the hand that's on the ground is going to reach for your front ankle, and you're going to lean back. We're just going to hold it. You can be down here or up here. We're going to be here for 3. Strong back knee, don't let it collapse. For 2. And on 1, slowly stand up, a long line triangle shape. You're squeezing your legs towards each other. Everything is active through your core. Reach your right hand up and behind your head. Other hand catches hold of the elbow. Think about shooting the elbow up higher, yeah? Like you're trying to pull your top off your back. And then start to hinge from your hips. Your back hip lifts higher. You're wrapping around the front thigh. Go forward till you find a moment and hold it there. Check that you have the stability through your core to own the stretch. When you're ready, the hand can come down to your ankle or your foot. I want you to keep the other arm behind your head as much as you can, and inhale, look up. Keep your legs anchored, turn your body down. And again, inhale. Exhale down. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. One last time, look up. Hold it there. You can lean into your hand if you want. Reach the arm close to your ear. Shoot it further away from you. Check that the other shoulder hasn't done something funky. Draw it down your back. There's this feeling of drag. Just one more breath. Then wrap the hand all the way around your back. It can go towards your low spine, or if your shoulder feels okay, all the way towards your thigh. You're gonna bend the front knee, shuffle the back foot in. I'm gonna shuffle back so I stay on my mat and in the camera. And you're gonna find a half moon shape. Get your back leg off the floor. Really try to shoot the back leg away, spin your chest open. We're doing 3 taps. Take the leg down and take it up for 1. And you might find, like me, one side is way wobblier than the other. But trying to find interdependence, kind of the movement of one part of your body, while you can depend on another part, keeping stable and still. We're gonna hold this top line, keep shooting the leg out. If you wanna take more of a hip stretch, fold the foot behind you, catch hold, and kick into it. We're just gonna be here for 3, for 2, and on 1, if you held the foot, Shavasana, release, wrap your hand back around. You're gonna step your foot down, like side 1, shuffle your feet so they're a bit wider. As wide as your mat is a good way to go. The other hand goes underneath your nose. I want you to twist, take a little look up, and you're bending the knee. It's quite organic, the one that you'll wanna bend. Then twist back, but look forward, not down. You can do it with both knees bent as well. Just take a little twist, or one leg straight. Look forward, not down. One more time, twist. And forward, not down. Options, twist and stay with one knee bent. If you want, the fingers can go flat on the floor. You can have both legs straight as well. If you'd rather take a deeper twist, the hand can go across to the right ankle and twist your chest, not down, but forward and up. If you want to make this line even bigger, you're going to take the arm from behind your back all the way overhead, so far that it goes towards the floor or towards the other ankle. From here, try to twist your chest a little further through. So you're just getting a bit more shoulder stretch in as well. We're just going to be here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Coming back to center. Have a little sway. You can make little circles with your hips or with your spine. Just let everything be chill. Okay, one more thing, coming down. Fold the left foot, sit down on it. Your right foot is flattened down, yeah? So I kind of think of my toes being in the same line as my knee, but it might be different depending on how locked up your ankles are. Turning your torso over the front knee and sending weight across so you feel a stretch in your Achilles, then rock back. A couple more like this. And you might find you need to adjust where your weight is on one side. You might find that you want to keep really pressing down through the ankle. We're just trying to find a little bit more weight transfer into the front thigh without our heel lifting, yeah? Let's do 2 more. And the next time you rock forward, hold it there. Lean as much weight as you need to into it. I just rest all my weight from my chest into my thigh. You can even curl your hands out if that feels good. We're gonna take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. You're doing good, guys, we're almost there. And coming up, keep sitting on his heel. I'm going to reach my left hand close to my foot behind me, on my fingertips or a flat hand. Start to drive your hip through and forward, and I'm coming onto the toes of this foot. So much so that I find a bit of a stretch through my hip, maybe my chest. I'm thinking of twisting my chest to the ceiling rather than the floor. And we're going to hold or take the other hand overhead. And then coming down. Just going to open up the space. We're doing it twice more. Driving your hips through. Go to that point of stretch. Maybe it goes overhead. And coming back. So really trusting that your glutes have the support to lift your spine through the middle and go overhead. And then come back. From here, step back towards a plank. One foot then the other. Come into downward dog. And take a moment to walk through your feet. Really press into the soles. Maybe shake your head from side to side. And do one more ripple. Come high onto your toes, round your back, take it forward. As your hips sink down, lift your chest through the middle. Then let yourself have a little wiggle, untuck your toes. You're gonna take a step over from here, so pull your chest down towards the floor. Have your hands still underneath your shoulders. Fold up the left foot, step it behind you, and just take a little twist. You can look over your left shoulder if you want. Come back to center. Other side, take your right leg up and over. Just kind of a really gentle twist through your back. Back to center. You can also do it with your arms more in a T shape. See if you can tap close to your arm and see where the stretch feels like. A little rock. Other way. I'm using this free hand to push me a little further. One more time each way with your hands close to your chest or out. You can even step over if you like. And then coming back, last time other way. Right. Let's come all the way down into our back. Just want you to slide your left arm across and roll. So you're lying down. Give your knees a little rock into your chest. Side to side, up and down. You can make little circles if you like. One way and then the other. And then just opening your arms out. Let your knees drop east and west. But think of really drawing your ribcage down so your shoulders don't roll off the ground. Your knees may not touch the ground, but you're just kind of massaging through your lower back as you go around from one side to the other. Anchoring your hands down. If you've done Pilates, it's kind of like a hip roll. And coming back through the center, give your knees one more hug. If you want to stay lying down for Shavasana, do so. If you're going to come up with me to seated, give yourself 3 little rocks, just kind of forward and back. And then find a position to sit in that's comfortable. You can be upright. You can give your shoulders a little roll. We're going to finish with just a little tiny breath practice. So if you're lying down, just keep your eyes closed and listen to my voice. I'll take you through it. If you're doing it seated up, make sure you feel comfortable and tall. You're not slouched through your spine. You have loads of space through your chest, so your breath can be really slow and rhythmic. Let your eyes just fall shut. Take a little sigh out. We're going to do something called box breathing. If you've been to my class at KXU, I've probably done this with you. And it's just a really helpful tool for me especially right now, to anchor my mind back into just being where I am, not resisting the space that we're in. And also knowing that we still have some control. We have control over our breath, even when we don't have control over anything else. So with your eyes still closed, I want you to take an inhale for 4 counts. And then see if you can just take a pause, hold the breath for 4. Then let your exhale be slow for 4 counts. And take a pause without any air for 4 counts. You're going to do that 3 more times. Take an inhale for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on empty for 3 more. 2. 1. 2 more rounds. Inhale, 4. Keep breathing in. 3, 2, 1. Hold the full breath for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale slow for 3 more. 2, 1. Hold empty. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just take a moment to let your breath be as gentle, as calm as you want. Notice all the cells in your body, as how they're working with your breath to heal. And then when you're ready, just take a little roll of your head from side to side. You roll your shoulders around. If you want, you can take your arms high overhead.